So, new strategy for picking movies. Now I'm going back and watching movies from the 80s that I never witnessed before because new movies aren't working, and the ones that even sound really good that are new aren't working either. Venus was a fiasco. So I watched I Madman from 1989 on Amazon Prime. I even remember trailers for commercials for this on TV. And I remember I was like, it doesn't look too interesting to me. The killer looked kind of cool, kind of. But yeah, just and the title I Madman. But I was, hey, I've never seen it. I'll check it out now, decades later. So the director is Tibor Takis. I know that name. He's the director of The Gate. Oh, I should have said it first. Okay, like in the beginning, there's a girl reading a book, and it's a well, no, it just starts. I'm sorry. So this guy leaves his hotel apartment or hotel room, and they hear like someone complains they hear noises coming from his room. So like the manager goes up to check, and there's a monster in the guy's room, and I was like, wow, I didn't think to be a monster in this. And I was like, kind of looks like the minions from The Gate. And then, I found out, oh, the director, Tibor Takis, he did The Gate. So I was like, kind of just used, it's not, it's like a bigger, it's, human size, lankier. It kind of has that stupid face that the minions have. So I was like, wow. So the monster, I think it kills, I can't remember. I was like, yeah, that's a nice surprise. And you find out it's Jenny Wright reading a book. Jenny Wright, the girl from Near Dark. Man, she's so pretty in Near Dark. She just has like this haunting, ghost-like look to her. Yeah, she's like a perfect vampire. Like a beautiful vampire. She's like perfect. And in this, like when she's reading the book and she puts it down and gets up and she's in her underwear and a bra or some kind of nightie. You can kind of see through her underwear. I said, wow, you can see like her pubis. I was like, I didn't expect that. She looks great. And then she's in a relationship with a detective played by Clayton Rohner, who I'm mostly, well, from a few movies, but just one of the guys I remember from that, and then Modern Girls, I think it was called. And I just never recognized him in anything else. He's been in so much. And every once in a while I'll be, what happened to the just one of the guys guy? But he's been making movies and TVs like always. Like I think he's still doing stuff where he just maybe just retired. He looks, I guess he's handsome when he was young. He's looked kind of not wimpy. He's just not a tough guy. But now, like as an old man, he looks pretty tough. So the whole thing is Jenny Wright's character Virginia. She's reading these books, and they start. What's happening in the book is happening in real life. And I just like that idea that she's reading these books. She's really into them. And the writer had only written 2 books. The first one she's reading is Much of Madness, More of Sin. That's a cool title. But I don't know, it's got to be taken from somewhere. And then the second book that she's looking for is called I, Madman. And she's just really into this dude's writing, but he only wrote 2 books. She works in a bookstore. So, I mean, I read. Like, Layman's my favorite writer. and I get into his book, so I could kind of relate to her. Like, she's obsessed with these books, and she's trying to track down the second book, and then it just appears outside her door, and then like later she works with this girl, and she's all, "Thanks for the book, you know, you left. Thanks for leaving the book at my place." And the girl's, "I didn't leave it." So yeah, the madman comes out of the book and starts. So yeah, there's this whole story where like the guy in the book was obsessed with this girl, but she didn't like him because he's ugly. So he like cut off like his nose, his ears, his like he cuts off his lips and around his mouth. So he comes out of the book into real life and starts collecting pieces of people to put himself back together. And he's like obsessed with Virginia, and he's stalking her and killing the people around her. So now that I say it, it's a pretty cool idea. It's not gory though. There is like no gore, but it's bloody, and you know there's bodies. It's just not gory. And after a while, I was like, this is pretty good. But yeah, it's just there's no like impact. But now after watching it, I was like, it didn't really matter. There's some cool like shot sequences, like Tybor like zooms like real far and fast, real fast and far. And just Jenny Wright is great. She's, as I was watching as a man, she could have been Scully on X-Files. It reminded me of Gillian Anderson. Is it Gillian Anderson? And she also kind of reminds me, or Micah Monroe kind of reminds me of Jenny Wright. I like her a lot too. Jenny Wright, and I only really know her from Near Dark and The Wildlife, like the sequel to Best Times at Ridgemont High. But she's been in a lot of stuff I've seen, and I didn't recognize her. But yeah, she almost has like these kind of droopy eye, or just kind of like a little dead-eyed. But it works for her, yeah. And there's a part where the madman corners her, and she's like, "Just kill me, just get it over with." And I was like, "Man, you just give up." Yeah, and her voice is kind of, I don't know, sleepy. Yeah, there's just like a sleepy vibe to her. And she loves to read. So I'm Madman. But then at the end, like, I was like, man, is this gonna be like, this isn't supernatural, that the killer is someone we haven't seen, or just someone like that we barely saw, or is it gonna be your detective boyfriend? I was like, man, if it turns out that it's just someone like the character from the book isn't coming to life, I was like, man, it's gonna ruin it. No, it turns out it's somehow supernatural. And no one really, well, there's one guy that kind of explains it, because she goes to the publisher of the books, and he just said, yeah, he was so wrapped up in his writing, he thought it was real. So it just, yeah, it's kind of like The Dark Half of Stephen King. It was just so vivid and real that it came to life, but they really don't dwell on it or go into it. But I'm Madman. It's a decent entry into the old 80s horror. I had a burp. Yeah, as I was watching it, yeah, and this is a horror movie, so it has that in its favor. It's not like a romantic comedy or a family drama or like about drug abuse or just everything but horror. This is a horror movie. I'll give it a solid 3. Just the lack of gore, because he kills people and he cuts pieces off. Like, he cuts this dude's ear off, but you see it from like behind the curtain, so you just see the shadow, or the silhouette. I guess the shadow. Well, yeah, you just don't see, like, there's never like graphic gore scene. I don't know why that bothers me. This one, just a weird movie that Tybor Takis made after The Gate. Because The Gate was a movie I always thought it was okay, but as I've seen it again, I was like, Gate's really good. So he went in like a totally different direction. Maybe he was trying to make like a Freddy or Jason or Michael Myers, but it didn't work. So, not the greatest, but it was. I would recommend if you have never seen it, give MADMAN a watch. It's on Prime, and most of the reviews are pretty good. So finally, this is like I jumped off the sinking ship of these last movies I watched on this something fairly solid and dependable. Getting really close to Halloween. I have like some box sets I might open up and delve into. I'm listening to PEST. But MADMAN, give it a watch.